Hey you guys, guess what? I'm back. And I am back. I'm gonna cut the light on because my other platform, you don't need the light. But anyway, this is my phone I'm recording on. So, yeah, here we go. I haven't been going through, but the energy, sorry, you see my remote control. The energy today for me is always great. However, I know that us as empaths, yes, us cancers as empaths, we have we have the power to say the things that we want in order to manifest. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to put energy out there for any and everybody. It does not matter who it's going towards. It could be going towards an enemy. It could be going towards a hater. It could be going towards a family member. It could be going towards anybody. It could be going towards yourself. But we're sending this energy out here, and we're putting this situation in the hands of the universe. And these cards here they're from my favorite book. And I'm actually going to upload this into my YouTube channel, The Game of Life and How to Play It. This has gotten me to the path of where I'm at, learning to take everything as a lesson and how to manifest and get through whatever I'm going through. And also put the energy into the world, whether it be from a negative person and learning how to deal with them. So this is something that I'm going to start sharing with you guys, Cancers, because we're empaths. We are empaths. We have the energy in order to change the outcomes into any situation. However, if our energy is bad, then guess what? We send out bad vibes on accident. But that's the way the world works. So I don't have my Game of Life book right in front of me. It's in my living room at my coffee table. But I'll just go ahead and read to you these cards. And this can go for however. The book is more detailed. They have an audio book. I have the link in my description, but I'm also going to post this on my page as well because this has gotten me through a lot. My energy used to be so bad, and that's why I cut a lot of people out of my life, because it wasn't my energy, it was their energy. And I'm always positive. I go from 0 to 100. I have no need to be in the middle at all. That's just okay. That was my son calling me. Of course he calls me even if I say I'm recording. He calls me. So I love him too, and I wouldn't trade him for the world. There you have it. So the thing is that this book has gotten me through a lot. You know what? I'll be right back. I'm going to go get the book of The Game of Life. Sorry, that's my moving sensor in my car. In my house. So anyway, Florence Scovel Shinn came up with The Game of Life in 1929. This is one of her books, The Power of the Spoken Word. Our words are like curses. Abracadabra, open sesame. Those are what the genies used to use and the magicians. And our words are basically spells as well. So if we use them in the right way, we can neutralize, we can bless, and we can overcome and release negative energy if we use them the right way. This is The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. It was created in 1929. I'm saying this to you because this means a lot. If this doesn't, get a lot of attention, then, one day it will. Yes, my middle fingernail is broke. There you have it. So, the game. I'll read this to you. Most people consider life a battle, but it is not a battle, it's a game. It's a game, however, which cannot be played successfully without the knowledge of spiritual law, and the Old and New Testaments give the rules of the game with wonderful clearness. And I'm not going to make this a spiritual channel. However, this is a manifesting channel, and we have to understand in order for us to get through it. So anyway, Jesus Christ taught that it was a great game of giving and receiving. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. This means whatever man sends out in word or deed will return to him. What he gives, he will receive. If he gives hate, he will receive hate. If he gives love, he will receive love. If he gives criticism, he will receive criticism. If he lies, he will be lied to. If he cheats, he will be cheated. We are also taught that the imaging faculty plays a leading part in the game of life. Keep thy heart, or imagination, with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Proverbs 4:23. This means that what man images sooner or later externalizes in his affairs. And then in this book, she explains what she means by that. She says, I know a man who feared a certain disease. It was a rare disease, difficult to get, but he pictured it and continually and read about it until it manifested in his body, and he died, the victim of distorted imagination. So you see, to play successfully the game of life, we must train the imaging faculty. A person with an imaging faculty trained to imagine only good brings into his life every righteous desire of his heart, health, wealth, love, friends, perfect self-expression, his highest ideals. The imagination has been called the scissors of the mind, and it is ever cutting day by day. The picture man sees there, and sooner or later he meets his own creation in his outer world. To train the imagination successfully, a man must understand the workings of his mind. The Greeks said, know thyself. There are 3 departments of the mind: subconscious, conscious, and the superconscious. The subconscious is simple power. Sorry, I gotta cut this down. Sorry about that. The subconscious is simple power without direction. It is like steam or electricity, and it does what it is directed to do. It has no power of induction. Whatsoever man feels deeply or imagines clearly is impressed upon the subconscious mind and carried out in the minutest details. And then she gives an example. For example, a woman I know, when a child always made believe she was a widow. A woman I know, when a child always made believe she was a widow. She dressed up in black clothes and wore a long black veil, and people thought she was very clever and amusing. She grew up and married a man with whom she was deeply in love. In a short time he died, and she wore black and a sweeping veil many years. This picture of herself as a widow was impressed upon the subconscious mind, and in due time worked itself out, regardless of the havoc created. The conscious mind has been called mortal or carnal mind. It is the human mind and sees life as it appears to be. It sees death, disaster, sickness, poverty, and limitation of every kind, and it impresses the subconscious. The superconscious mind is the God mind within each man, and it is the realm of perfect ideas. In it is the perfect pattern spoken by Plato. The divine design, for there is a divine design for each person. Listen to this. And I say this to you, and I just said this to my son. And this is powerful to me. There is a place that you are to feel, and no one else can feel. Something that you are to do, which no one else can do. There is a perfect picture of this in the superconscious mind. It usually flashes across the conscious as an unattainable idea, something too good to be true. So, do you know, when it comes to me, I always see things, and in this case, and I'm sorry for shaking my table, in this case, it's like people saying their intuition and they're psychic and they're empaths because they see things and they experience certain things, and that's where this comes from, kind of. But something that you think is too impossible, you see this person or you see this job or you see some type of opportunity, but you doubt it yourself, so you don't end up getting it because you are not putting it in the universe. But if you want it, then you put it in the universe. So say, for instance, if you want these shoes and you're like, I gotta have these shoes, I could just see myself with these shoes. That's the conscious, that's the superconscious, basically making things. I don't know why my phone cut off. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. So what I was saying before, sorry, I'm going to just add this to the video. But what I was saying before is that if you know, the superconscious mind is what you see, what flashes before you as something that you think may or may not be able to happen. But as you put this in your conscious, as I was explaining with a pair of shoes or a purse, you know, you see this person, you're like, I walk past it and it's like, oh my God, I just walked past this person. I see myself walking with it on my side. I have to have this purse. If you set that in your conscience and you look at it and you see it, you know it might be impossible because you have to pay this bill or you have to do this, but you sing your superconscious flash it in front of you, and you just sing yourself with it, and you're like, what can I do to get this? Oh my God, I have to have this purse. I have to have that. That's the way life is, and that's the things that you should be manifesting, and that's how you should manifest with everything that comes into your circle, or everything that it is that you want. So I say that to you because this is the game of life, and this is how I've been playing it for years. I manifest things, and I visualize, and I make sure that the energy that I put out towards any and everybody that comes in my crosses my path gets the same energy, unless I have to go from 0 to 100 with you. And you'll know it, because you know that saying, if I cut you off, you the one who handed me the scissors. That is who I am as a person. I won't cut you off, and I'll give you chances depending on how severe it is or what I feel like I'm able to tolerate. But I will slowly but surely find a different path for you. And saying that, with this card here, all of these cards come in, and I'll read these to you. So that's basically what the game. I'm going to finish this little piece. I'm not going to finish all of it, but here it is. Let me go back and finish reading. So it says, there is a perfect picture of this in the superconscious mind. It usually flashes across the conscious as an unattainable idea, something too good to be true. In reality, it is man's true destiny or destination, flashed to him from an infinite intelligence which is within himself. Many people, however, are in ignorance, and their true destinies are, Many people, however, are in ignorance of their true destinies and are striving for things and situations that do not belong to them and would only bring failure and dissatisfaction if attained. Keeping up with the Joneses, things like that, if that makes sense, or wanting something because someone else has it, or wanting a car because someone else has it and you want to fit in, and in actuality you can't afford it, or you're not going to drive it, things that make no sense. So it says, for example, a woman came to me and asked me to speak the word that she would marry a certain man with whom she was very much in love with. She called him A.B. I replied, that would be a violation of spiritual law, but I would speak the word for the right man, the divine selection, the man who belonged to her by divine right. And then I added, if A.B. is the right man for you, if A.B. is the right man, you cannot lose him. And if he isn't, you will receive his equivalent. She saw A.B. frequently with no headway, and no headway was made for their friendship. One evening she called and said, do you know, for the last week, A.B. hasn't seemed so wonderful to me. I replied, then maybe he is not the divine selection. Another man may be the right one. Soon after that, she met another man who fell in love with her at once, and who said she is his ideal. In fact, he said all the things that she had always wished A.B. would say to her. She remarked, it was quite uncanny. She soon returned his love and lost all interest in A.B. This shows the law of substitution. A right idea was substituted for the wrong one. Therefore, there was no loss or sacrifice involved. Jesus Christ said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and the righteousness, and all the things shall be added unto you. And he said the kingdom was within man. The kingdom is the realm of right ideas, or the divine pattern. Jesus Christ taught that man's words play a leading part in the game of life. By ye words ye are justified, and by ye words ye are condemned. Many people have brought disaster into their lives through idle words. Listen to what I'm saying. This is why I don't have certain conversations, why I choose my words unless I'm at that 100 mark. I'll tell you, I'm always going to tell you the truth, but it's my delivery. There you have it. But the thing is that we have to, even though we're listening to tarot. We're listening to people's different opinions and things like that. Even though we're doing that, we have to know that those things will be impressed upon our subconscious or on our conscience, and the superconscious will have them picturing things that may not be, but what someone has placed in your mind. So do you understand what I'm saying to you? This is where I'm at. So right now, I'm going to read this. I'm going to stop reading The Game of Life, right? The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beattie is another powerful book, okay? This is 365 days of letting go. Let's read today. What is today? I think today is like the 6th or the 7th. Anyway, I'll read it to you. If it is the 7th, I think it might be the 6th. Relationships. Let's just do this one. This is January 6th, relationships. You see it? Relationships, January 6th. There you have it. It says, if we are unhappy without a relationship, we'll probably be unhappy with one as well. A relationship doesn't begin our life. A relationship doesn't become our life. A relationship is continuation of life beyond codependency. That is, I think that might be her book. She has a book called, I can't put my phone on Do Not Disturb because this is my business hours. So, but anyway, so Melody Beattie has a book called Codependent No More, and she has several other books. Melody Beattie is like that. That is her name, Melody Beattie. So anyway, back to January 7th. So she's showing you how to let things go. So anyway, relationships are blessings and bane of recovery. Relationships are where we take our recovery show on the road. Each day we're faced with the prospect of functioning in several different relationships. Sometimes we choose these relationships, sometimes we don't. Then one choice we usually have in our relationships concerns our own behavior. In recovery from codependency, our goal is to behave in ways that demonstrate responsibilities for ourselves. We're learning to acknowledge the power of take care of ourselves in relationships. We're learning to be intimate with people when possible. Do we need to detach from someone who we've been trying to control? Is there someone we need to talk to, even though that we have to say anything, even though what we have to say may be uncomfortable? Sorry about that. Is there someone we've been avoiding because we're afraid to take our selves away from that person? Do we need to make amends? Is there someone we need to reach out to or show love? Recovery is not done apart from our relationships. Recovery is done by learning to own our power and take care of ourselves in relationships. Today, and this is the quote for this, or the affirmation, or how you want to do it. Today, I will participate in my relationships to the best of my ability. I will make myself available for closeness and sharing with people I trust. I will ask for what I need and give what feels right. So this is a really good book if you're trying to get through something. Yeah, so there you have it. That is where I am. So here is my first affirmation from The Game of Life and How to Pay It. I cast the burden of resentment on the Christ within, and I go free to be loving, harmonious, and happy. And that is Casting the Burden. That's the chapter. Casting the Burden. Really good book, you guys. The next one is Infinite Spirit. I call on the law of forgiveness and give thanks that I am under grace and not under law, and cannot lose this blank, which is mine by divine right. Whatever you have, you can add in whatever. You cannot lose something, which is yours by divine right, right? Here we go. I bless the past and I forget it. And that is from the law of karma. Law of karma and law of forgiveness. I bless the past and forget it. I bless the future knowing it has in store for me endless joy. I live fully in the now. And that's from the chapter of the law of non-resistance. All right? These are things that you can say daily. I put this situation in the hands of infinite love and wisdom. If this situation is the divine plan, I bless it and no longer resist it. But if it is not divinely planned, I give thanks that it is now dissolved and dissipated. This is from the chapter, The Law of Karma and the Law of Forgiveness. I hope you guys can see it. And then from another chapter of the same chapter, The Law of Karma and the Law of Non-Forgiveness, the Law of Forgiveness. I'm sorry, I said non-forgiveness because this one is non-resistant. Okay, so I call on the law of forgiveness to neutralize the situation. Whatever the situation is, the universe will know. So this is another one that I use, and this is in the book as well. I forget what chapter this is. This might be the law of forgiveness as well, but I think this is the law of non-resistance. This is one from the law of non-resistance, but I wrote this one down. Blank, you can say your name or whoever's name, is identified in love with the spirit of everyone connected with the blank. Let the divine idea come out of the situation. In the book, it talks about this guy who needs a loan for the bank by a certain day, or he needs it, or the cutoff time. And so this is what she blessed him with, this affirmation. She said, whatever his name was, is identified in love with the spirit of everyone connected to the bank. Let the divine idea come out of the situation. He needed a loan. But when he went in there, he needed the loan, but he went in there and was like, they're never going to give it to me. The power of the spoken word. Find it. It's on Amazon like for $5 or so. And so is The Game of Life and How to Play It. All right, so this was something short and sweet. I'll go ahead and pull. I'm going to pull one card only because we have these cards out here. And I'll pull. I'm not going to use this deck. Hold on. I'll go ahead and pull from my big deck just to see what the energy is, because it's been kind of crazy. And every affirmation, I've used this week, okay? Every one that I just told you about, I've used it this week. In the process of me not knowing how an outcome will be, this is what I do. I put the energy in the universe that this is, if this is divine selection, or if it's mine by divine right, it will manifest. So I'm only going to pull 3 cards, and I might just pull an oracle to clarify the 3 cards on my big deck. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is luck. Luck is on our side. So even though all of this stuff is going on, the cards are telling me that luck is on my side. Luck is on our side from the Wheel of Fortune. And this is my first real read since I've been back off of my little vacation that I was doing my silent reads for you for. So luck is on my side. The 2 of moving on. So the 6 of Swords is here, and it would be in reverse as moving on. It would be moving on, and I don't take reversals, just to know that. And my card deck is never really set up with reversals, but this is what's coming on. So moving on, the 6 of Swords is here, and that is in reverse, okay? The 6 of Swords is in reverse, and then the 4 of Swords, you know? So we have at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles. So the 6 of Swords in reverse is basically, normally the 6 of Swords will be a moving on or some type of boundaries or success. I am so sorry. It would be regret, moving on, or transfer, or some type of curiosity. But because it's coming out now, you know, the 6 of Swords in reverse is basically declaration, confession, publicity, a proposal of love. You know, it could be, instead of moving on, this is changing. This is changing. So the 4 of Swords comes out as well, and that could be grounding yourself or some type of withdrawal, you know, here. And so with the 4 of Swords, the 4 of Swords is basically vigilance, retreat, exile, and just basically knowing that your luck is on your side, you're not moving on, and this here with the Four Swords energy is grounding yourself. So even though, and this is what we're doing right now, and this is why these cards came out, because we're giving this to the universe. We're grounding ourselves. We're grounding ourselves because we're no longer letting this situation win. We're facing this. We're not moving on. We're not running. We have luck and we have the universe on our side with the Wheel of Fortune. So we're not running from this situation anymore. We're going to go ahead and deal with this as it is, and we're not going to get away and try to not just sit this and let this dormant, which we do, Cancers, when it comes to how we feel about certain things. So there you have it. That's a good thing. And the next thing I'll go ahead and pull is from, this is a really good read right now. This is from the Spellcasters deck. I don't know if you could see me shuffling because the way my computer is set up. But anyway, we have the Wheel of Fortune for spirit guides, luck, and the universe is on our side. We went within. Here it is, the manifestation of it. We have the spirit guides here, and so the spirit guides are on our side because we gave this to the universe. We casted the burden and we gave it to the universe. And with this Six of Swords in reverse, we have protection. We are being protected in this situation. And now we have confidence because, again, we're grounding ourselves. We're confident in regards to this situation. We're grounding ourselves and we're asking for help from within of the universe. The Page of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck, and so with the Page of Pentacles coming out, we have the sorry about that. We have growth and being capable. We're capable of going through this. We're not walking away. And at the bottom of the deck, we have travel. See, this is a different type of travel. We're not moving on. We're traveling because this was a good outcome. Whatever it was that we put in the universe's hands, we have a good outcome from this situation. And so there you have it. Let me go ahead and pull from the Island Time Wellness cards. And then this is the end of my read for us, Cancers. I'm not taking all. Well, it's only 4 cards. I guess I can take them. We have the Runner. Again, running is a codependent. Runner is a codependent relationship. Fear of intimacy, listening to the ego. That's for this card. So we're not doing this anymore. We have the Girl Talk. Time with friends, moving on. Moving on in reverse. Moving on. Happily single, living in the moment, and having fun. You're no longer running from the situation. The Golden Mirror. Self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationships, and love bombing. So again, you're dealing with this head on. You put this in here. Remember, if AB is the right man, you cannot lose him. If he's the divine selection. If not, you will receive someone in his equivalent, right? Talking. Interested, conversing more. Awaited messages arrives. Text, call, email, and hovering. So maybe you put the situation in regards to this love in the universe's hands, and it said it right there. And then the codependent relationship thing. So that came out with the Melanie Beattie book. Go back and re-listen to this reading. This was supposed to just be telling you the energy that was going on with me, which was not about a relationship. It was about me casting the energy of negativity and it, to the universe, giving it to the universe. And it says it right here, Cancer. So again, we're empaths. And no matter what situation we go through, this is how we do things. And if we're not doing it because we haven't learned this way, this is the things that strengthen us, because we look at every situation and we love each person for who they are and never for what they can provide to us, because we can provide a lot for ourselves, but sometimes we need to have that hug or that emotional stimulation. It's never really, we love you more because of who you are and not for what you can give to us. So here is the love and relationship affirmation cards. I'll go ahead and pull this. This card comes out. Surrender. Hear ye, hear ye. You are hereby being called to unclench your grip on any old thoughts, patterns, that are getting in your way. Surrender any ideas that make you feel like a victim of circumstance, or which make your dream relationship seem like an impossibility. Remember, whatever the superconscious, whatever the things you think are impossible are really the ones that you need to go after. So it says, the mayor of reinvention has just arrived and has made the following decree. Limiting beliefs about yourself and your life are forthwith officially and indubitably declared for the birds. This is a bonus card. So you see, this is what I'm saying. This read came out the right way. We have learned about the game of life and how to play it. We've learned about the language of letting go. And we realize what it is that we need to start working on. That's why I'm here. The Phoenix, Empath, Intuitive. We are all those. The Phoenix rises from the flames, rises from the ashes, and turns into a beautiful creature, full of flame and fire. But being an empath is hard when we don't know how to focus the things that we go through on a day-to-day basis, and the people that we deal with. If we don't know how to focus their energy, if we don't know how to deal with their energy, it's hard. And being intuitive, seeing what the superconscious has to offer us, or seeing what the superconscious shows us when we deal with any person, or when any person comes into our path. That is why the Phoenix Empath Intuitive was created. I still have my other channel, The World is Waiting, on YouTube, and that's for all signs. But this here is where sister called. This is where I feel more comfortable with you, telling you how I got to where I'm at, and why it is that I have to have inner fucking peace. Excuse me, I hope that doesn't bleep out. I have to have inner peace when I do things on a daily basis. So there you have it, you guys. I'll see you again, Cancer. Have a nice day.